Welcome back to the channel. My collection of tabletop fighting games continues to grow. This week, I wanted to check up on some of the classics in my collection. Every single one of these games has a special place in my heart for one reason or another, and has definitely solidified a permanent place on my shelf for at least the next few years. You're watching Mr. Board Gamer. Our first game on the list, Aegis, Super Combining Robots, by Zephyr Workshop, created by Breeze Gigas. Aegis is a 2 to 4 player combat game of super combining robots. Staged on the planet of Sagaya, the Five Nations War rages on between commanders who are capable of establishing a link to their squad of robots. Each player will start out by choosing 5 basic robots to form their squad. Aegis is an acronym that stands for all of the bot classes you'll find in the game. A for Assault, E for Evasive, G for Guard, I for Intel, and S for Support. In addition to having your basic bots, each player will also create a combined pool of higher level robots used to transform during the game. Each round, players are going to have to start by recharging their squad. That means tallying up the energy output value on each of your robots and tracking the total in your energy pool. On a player's turn, they will choose one of their ready robots to activate, spending energy to move and perform actions such as attacking. Players will use dice to resolve specific attack actions, with some attacks requiring you to roll multiple dice. Some rolls may simply apply damage based on the outcome, while other attacks will require an accuracy check, meaning you must roll a certain number to even land an attack. You can use the combine action to create even more powerful robots on your team. First, you will check the make and class of the 2 basic robots to make sure they are compatible with the higher level robot you want to combine into. Here's an example. You must combine an AE class and an S class bot to assemble an AES class robot. Combining these 2 bots, you can create this level 3 AES robot. Any damage or status effects that existed on the lower level bots before they were combined do not carry over. It's like getting a fresh start when you combine your units. The game is over when you have destroyed your opponent's last robot, or when one player is unable to recharge at least 5 energy at the start of their turn. What I love most about Aegis is that it is an excellent cardboard adaptation of some of my favorite anime themes. War mechs, combining robots, brotherhood. I know this is a tabletop channel, but I love to sprinkle my love for anime into everything I do. And this game was definitely a part of that. Next on my list is Crossmaster Arena by Endama, designed by Nicholas Degui. Set in the same universe as the popular Dofus/Wakefu MMO and animated series, the demons of the hours and minutes devise a plan to lure the legendary Crossmasters to duke it out in their sandbox arena. To select characters, players can choose any number of methods, from drafting to randomly selecting. The game feels best, in my opinion, with 2 teams of 4 characters. But the rulebook even includes tips on how you could play a 4-player free-for-all. To start the game, arrange your character timeline by placing your character cards in the desired turn order. During your turn, you will activate all of your characters one after another. Then, your opponent's going to do the same. When activating a character, you will take note of their movement points and action points. Make use of your spells and abilities to capitalize on every single action point you get. Players are going to have to navigate, shoot around, and hide behind destructible terrain and other obstacles quite often throughout the game. There are coins that'll be scattered across the board and for some reason hidden inside of terrain like bushes and trees. These coins can be collected and turned in for demonic rewards. These items and consumables are used to boost and equip character cards with game-changing gear, like the Celestial Wand, which imbues any character with a new ranged healing spell. Your main objective is to collect all of the available GG tokens. You may also win by eliminating all of your opponent's fighters, because that's the type of assertive dominance that deserves rewards. I had played Dofus the video game years ago and loved the tactical approach that they took to creating an MMO. When I saw Crossmaster Arena in a local game store, I knew I had to grab it. I could not be happier to find out that this board game would be the perfect adaptation to the tactical RPG that put me on to the Crossmaster universe in the first place. Another thing that really drew me to this game were the character models and these miniatures. Fully assembled, pre-painted, and extremely chibi. I mean, what's not to love? And the last game on my shortlist, Riot Quest by Privateer Press, created by Matthew D. Wilson. Only the strongest survived the catastrophe which left the Iron Kingdoms in ruin. But, lucky for your team of scavengers, this place is overflowing with great loot. Get yours or get dead. Riot Quest is a lightning-paced skirmish game for 2 to 4 players. Each player will need a crew of 5 heroes to get things started. Each hero can be one of 6 classes. Fighters, who prioritize melee combat. Guards, who rely on their high durability. Gunners, who specialize in ranged attacks. Rogues, whose stealth enhances their ability to loot on the run. Scouts, who emphasize speed and offense. And specialists, who play support roles throughout the game. Before the start of the game, you will choose one piece of Riot gear for each hero in your crew. These cards can be purchased later on in the game for loot tokens, and then you can equip them to your heroes to make them even better in the arena. Trust me, these gear cards will be part of any successful crew strategy. Riot Quest relies heavily on a number of dice. At the start of each turn, a player will gather 6 white action dice. These dice are used to track actions on heroes you have activated during this round. Each round, both players will have a default value of 6 action dice before cooling down and refreshing at the end of the round. You may choose to split the action dice up between different heroes on your team. When a hero is knocked out, they will move off the board, and the attacking player will take a scrap card worth 1 victory point. While being the most dominant fighter will not hurt your odds, smashing skulls is not the only pathway to victory. Bounty cards are unique objectives that provide the highest reward ratios. Some bounties will require a special setup, like Weird Lil Bugger, which makes you place a gremlin token in the middle of the arena. Any player can pick up and carry the gremlin token and try to take an action to subdue the little guy, gaining 2 victory points. Yes, roughing up this tiny nuisance is equivalent to smashing 2 full-size skulls. Pick your poison. It took me a year to get this game off my shelf. I grossly underestimated the time, energy, and patience that it takes to paint and assemble miniatures. Now, here we are, madly in love. What are some of your favorite arena miniatures games? Send me some recommendations, and as always, appreciate you for watching.